So the other day when I said that I was back in Halo, you probably didn't think you'd get one, but no, two separate Halo videos. The first one obviously focusing on my return to Halo and my re-engagement in Halo Infinite. The second one today being on Halo the Master Chief Collection's July 2023 update, which does include a lot of really juicy things. So let's jump over to that blog post together here and take a look and see all the wonderful things that you can expect coming out. You got a lot of bug fixes, and there's a whole tab on what the resolved issues are. I'm not going to go into those. I'm going to instead focus on the new things that you can expect to see in Halo Master Chief Collection. The first is they have added in Firefight custom game browser for both Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach Firefight, which is great. Firefight has been a phenomenal mode. The problem has been it's always difficult to find custom game matches unless you're playing with a pre-made of like 8 or 9 of your best friends and you're all online at the same time and you create a private lobby. It's very difficult to get that thing coordinated. So now with the custom game browser, which has been around for some time, 343 is once again leaning on the community. We've noticed this is quite a pattern for these guys lately. But they've once again leaned on the community this time saying, hey, go out there and make cool firefight modes with your own custom rule sets, enemy waves, that sort of thing, and let other people join on that. I will definitely check that out. I love Halo Reach, and I am really excited to dive back into some Halo Reach combat in a firefight setting with custom rules. That should be really, really cool. They've also added in, the Reach count. I don't remember this. I guess it's been a minute since I've played Halo Reach, but they increased it from 4 to 8 players. I thought it was always 8 players, so I was kind of surprised when I actually read that note, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm so used to 8 and 12 now with Halo Infinite, but it does match what my nostalgia told me it should have been, so you're going to get those 8 players, and they've also added in JIP, Join in Progress, so if you get dropped for any reason, you can come back into the game. It's not like the match is closed or unavailable or whatever the old error message used to be. Nope. Now you can come and go as you please. Hopefully not. But if something happens, you're not going to totally lose your progress. They have added in the Acrophobia skull into Halo Combat Evolved. That's something that they added back in Halo 3 some time ago, where you press and hold jump and you can fly around and hover all over the place. And they got a really goofy screenshot of flying through campaign missions and having fun with that. The truth is, if you wanted to do that already, there were a lot of kind of like on the side developer tools that allowed that, but it's nice that they have actually included the skull in the game. It's easy to turn on and off with the menu to quickly toggle skulls on and off, and that's great news there. They've also added in the bandana skull in Halo 2 Anniversary, which now allows you to ride hunters and actually plant grenades on their backs, just like you would have done in the tanks. And I'm really excited for that because that just looks so cool, and I want to go do that. They've also added in Escalation Slayer in Halo 3. Escalation Slayer is when you basically progress up through a series of weapons. Most games call that like gun battle or gun mode, where you basically start off with like a handgun and work your way up through the progression. When you get the kill with the final weapon, which is usually like a melee skull or something, you win. They've added in the downgrade system where if you do an assassination, like a back whack, or if you stick them with the plasma, they actually go down a rank. So that's cool. I'll be looking forward to diving into that as well. They've added a ton of new Forge content as well into the Halo 3 campaign, including a golf club, flamethrower, missile pod, machine gun turret, and plasma turrets. Are available. The golf club is an interesting one. I don't remember ever seeing that in a custom game. Everything else is pretty standard for the campaign or in multiplayer modes, but I'm sure somebody's going to come up with some variant where everybody's golf clubs, and I'm fine with that. There's also a lot of new custom game settings. Again, a heavy emphasis on custom game, where 343 has definitely moved on from the new content piece and instead opening up the scores of developer tools for people to create their own stuff. So there are even more options. I'm not really sure why they're listing that here again when you had all the firefight stuff up above, but they are adding some new custom game stuff there. A new brand new setting available for Halo 3 called Invulnerable, which allows you to become immune to an assassination and you can set the golf club. There you go. I knew the golf club was going to come up. I didn't think it'd be about a minute after I first spoke of it. The golf club can be used as a primary weapon. So fully expect a golf club game if it hasn't already been created. Experimental Halo 4 campaigns. This is an interesting one. All of the replays of their Halo 4 campaign sessions and single player stuff is now available in theater mode. And this is experimental because I guess 343 is admitting that they haven't fully tested it, but that it's available for people to use. So they're opening it up. So you play through the campaign, you do something really epic or something really crazy happens. Now, instead of having to stream everything and pull down the content yourself or have an Xbox record that moment, instead you now have everything in theater mode, which will allow for a lot more cinematic viewing of your Halo 4 stuff. And Halo 4 has got some really, really great moments in it. There's definitely some very amazing hero moments here. You see them highlighting a smidge of some of the flying that happens in this game, which you shouldn't sleep on. I have always said Halo 4 is the best Halo, and I know I get a lot of flack on that, but whatever. But that is very interesting. I'm curious to see what content developers can do with that. They've added the MOA statues into Halo 2. Those were something that were previously only available in Halo 3, which basically goes towards the battle pass that the Halo Master Chief Collection has. To get different ranks, you have to get chunks of experience by completing missions. Sometimes the missions have you hunting down MOA statues in specific levels, so those have now been added into Halo 2. So yet another way to get experience points. They've added in Gamepad Remapping in-game. Now, this has been readily available for years via third-party application, but the nice thing is now this is all in-game to do your custom menus, or your custom controls, rather, to a much more personalized button layout. This is really important. I think out of everything, honestly, this speaks so much to accessibility and some of the initiatives that I have seen Microsoft do over the past year or so to make the games more inclusive, whether it's colorblind mode or changing the outline of characters or the font or some of the screen reading or some of the closed captioning that is available. I love this, that there's gamepad mapping. I think 99% of the audience probably just uses the default controller setting using their favorite controller of choice. But for my friends who are disabled and have a little bit harder time and have to use special devices in order to play the game, this is huge. This is a really, really big deal, and I'm really, really happy that this does exist. There's a lot of modding tools that came out. I'm not going to go over all of them because I don't really understand the modding community. I leave it up to the diehard fans. I'm just like a level 1 diehard fan to figure out all the tweaks in terms of theater mode and how to make some of the most creative, fun content in the game. The one thing I'm very excited for is the unreleased Halo Online maps. So Halo Online existed for just a hot moment, and they have taken, a lot of modders have gone back and unpacked a lot of those development assets and developer notes that Bungie left to 343 when they basically handed over the keys to the Empire. And they have been able to kind of go in and clean all of this up and add in all of these new maps and all of these new modes that didn't exist before. And that's really, really exciting. Bunch of new background videos. I don't know, it's not that as exciting, I don't think. And just rolling through here, I think that's the key stuff this time. Now, I really can't stress enough that, I think when it comes to some of the unreleased maps, for modding, it's really, really cool. And I like that they continue to refine the experience. They continue to add more to it. It would be dangerous for 343 to go back at this point right now and begin to add new levels and to begin to add new features to games that are 10, 15, whatever, 20 years old, right? But what they can do is by building everything in modding environment, and they can kind of systematically tweak that world. It allows everybody a central focal point to use the custom game browser to find new experiences using the old engine. And there's a very healthy modding community that exists. And there's a very healthy, take a look at the Halo Infinite maps that I just talked about the other day. There's definitely a healthy community that exists on that front. And it's really nice that they're continuing to do that. You know, Master Chief Collection is a success story, really a success story on somebody delivering a very subpar product and taking a promise of, you know, the real lineage of the Bungie years, right? And putting that into a package and doing it so horribly that it just didn't do any goodwill for the game. But they have really gone back, and I have to give 343 credit. They continue to refine this game. They continue to add new features and new functionality and new bug fixes. And they make the game new and exciting for people who, like me, have been playing the same game for a long, long, long time. The custom game browser is absolutely an injection of fun, new, original content. The inclusion of Firefight is definitely something that's a lot of fun to play. Once you get the mechanics of the game down, challenging yourself by doing harder and harder missions, trying to get those high scores, playing with your friends, running around using the big, giant sandbox that is Halo. So major, major win for the Halo Master Chief Collection community today. Major win for Halo fans in general. And rare praise from yours truly on 343 for getting their head out of their asses at least this one time and doing something awesome and really exciting for the community. So if you're interested in all this, I'll post a link to the blog, link below. You can read through it. There's a lot more information in there that I glanced over, particularly on the bug fix section and some of the modding tools. If that's something that is encouraging or intriguing to you, maybe will encourage you. There it is. Maybe it will encourage you to go out and do your own map, which I would love to play. So if you have a cool map, tell me about that in the comments below or message me. I'd love to try it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.